Over the last couple of years, I have played a lot of new games, and I can say without a doubt that the Warcrow Adventure game is different from all of those for a few reasons. Some might even surprise you. In today's world, buying a board game for $150 is not uncommon. Go into your local game shop and you'll find board games up to $300+. Okay? And getting into tabletop wargaming for $150 is pretty hard. And even if you do, it's probably a starter set. You're looking at, bare bones, bare minimum models, 10 models or something like that, right? Warcrow does both of these things. It is a board game for you to play with scenarios and characters and villains and all of that stuff. And on top of that, everything inside can be used to play Warcrow. And I'll get into that a little bit later on. But the first thing you got to understand is that when I opened this box, I was shocked with what was inside. And instead of telling you what it was, I'm just going to show you what I saw. Okay, so first things first. When you open it up, freaking big old rule book, right? And it's fantastic with the art and the playthrough and just the explanation. This is the content of the game. Okay, that includes 24 enemy models and 5 character models. Okay, and of these 5 character models, I think they have the Warcrow stuff set up for the actual war game for 3 of the 5 of them so far. But anyway, we'll get into that later. But yeah, so this is what it comes with. It's got step-by-step instructions, how combat and everything else works. You'll notice it still has the same dice as the actual Warcrow game. It even has the little counter of whose next turn it is. And funny enough, that's kind of the first thing that we're going to talk about. So it has these punch-outs with all the different characters in the game and the initiative tracker, that's what it's called. But basically you can kind of keep track of turns using this. It's really cool, nicely made. And as you can see, tons of different markers for the characters, for status effects, for all that stuff. There are breakdowns of different places that you go in the game. They break out, they're double-sided because they're used in multiple spots. When you actually play the game, it'll have you lay out sometimes one of these, but sometimes 5 or 6, and it makes a maze for you to go on with your character. And there are, I think, 4 of these separate tiles. And like I said, all double-sided. So all super, super cool. And then more tokens, more counters, more everything that you need to play this game. It's just oodles of stuff. Okay. Then, and that's just the cardboard stuff. Then we get into the actual meat of the box. Okay. It has your character cards for each character and the different abilities and actions and things that you can do with them. And each character is super different, has super different abilities. Really cool. Then you have all of the enemy cards and different things like that. And then you have these, it comes with 2 decks of tons of cards and at first it seems super overwhelming, but it's actually really easy. And they have ones that are character specific. And then these are little bases that you can put on the bases of the creatures that represent different things. Energy tokens for your energy and your dark energy. And then, like I said, the different dice the game comes with. And a couple of the creatures. And I don't want to get into this too much right now because I'm going to jump below to here. And as you can see, some of these are models that I have started to paint. In fact, this guy was from my video from last week that you can check out here or here. I always forget where it is, but you can check it out. And this has been probably one of my favorite models that I have ever painted. The quality is that good of these, and they're all pre-done. They're all pre-made miniatures, and They're just fantastic quality, and I don't know. I mean, come on, right? Right? And this guy, I haven't finished painting him or anything, but there's just so much in this box that I feel like it's got to be one of the best purchases in minigaming. Now, when I said that it was as much a board game as it was a tabletop war game, what I meant was that all of the creatures inside this box can be used to play Warcrow, the tabletop skirmish game. And you don't have to take my word for it, because all you have to do is listen to Corvus Belli in this little video that they posted about it.
Will I be able to play with the red cups? Yes, as we've been saying from the beginning, every single miniature from Warcrow Adventures will be playable in the wargame, except for the giant Mortmab and the dragon. Those you can't play with. For the rest you can.
And the craziest thing of all is the thing that I haven't even started talking about. It's that the Warcrow Adventure game has an app. And it is, without a doubt, one of the best apps for a tabletop game that I have ever dealt with. When you play most games like this, you need a DM. You need somebody who's telling you what to do. You need somebody to play the bad guy. Well, guess what? This app takes care of that for you. And if you don't believe me, just download it. It's free. Download it, start it, and you'll see what I mean. It is insane how in-depth it goes and what it teaches you. I mean, the app literally reads the story to you and plays music while you're doing this, tells you where the enemies appear from, and then you roll and you do initiative, and the enemies, it's a simple game to play once you learn how to play it. And then it just gets so much more in depth with how you can change your character, make them stronger, do all these different things. And the app is just what I would want from a game like this. And it works incredible. With that being said, Warcrow Adventures to me seems like the future of what tabletop gaming should be, like war games should be. Yes, it's a game that you can sit down and play a scenario or two with a friend if you want to, or you can go all out and paint your party and have them paint a party, and you can play and you can go to tournaments and you can play with the models that come in the box, or you can make a D&D campaign basically and play alone if no one's available to play with. It's incredible value to me for the price. And I know some of you might think 150 is steep, but for what it is, it's right where everything else like it is. And it's not like anything else because it's two for the price of one in my mind. And so I love that about this. And I wish other games did that. You know, and every game out there, Warhammer, Warmachine, Infinity, they have their lore. They have their RPG side of the game where something like this could be done easily. And maybe there is stuff. Maybe I just haven't seen it yet because there is so much out there that I didn't know about. But I feel like this is a step in the right direction that everyone can appreciate, especially for people that are just starting to get into something like this. Because the models are put together. They're good quality. You can paint them to whatever degree you want, even if that's not at all. And in the end, you can still play the game and you're going to enjoy it and it's going to be fun. And that to me is what it's all about, is just having fun. So if you haven't checked out Warcrow Adventures, give it a shot. Go in with a friend and you won't regret it. They're coming out with expansions for it all the time. There are resources on their website that are literally, hey, for the game Warcrow, this is what the character's card looks like, because in Warcrow every character has a stat card, right? And so you can print those out. You can have those cards to play the actual Warcrow game with the minis that are to that point yet. Not all of them have been released, but they will. And Corvus Belli is a company that kind of just oozes, we're doing this for the customer. And I like that. I like that about them. Are some things about Corvus Belli a little hard to understand? Sure. Okay. I still, army building for Infinity is just one of those things that I just, one day I'll make a video about it and I'll break it down and make it just like super easy so you're not as confused as I am. But Warcrow's on point with all of that stuff, and you should look into it. And if there are other games that are like this, tell me about them. I want to know, because this is the only one that I've seen that's like this so far, you know, where it has the play mat and tells you how to lay everything out and just kind of holds your hand and makes it easy for you, but it also is so in-depth and well done that, yeah, anyway, sorry. I'm done gushing about it. Let me know if you know of something else like this out there. And tell me if this is something that you like or don't. I'm curious what the downsides are to this, because all I see is like upsides, and I think it's a great way to get in and introduce people to it. But I know there's people that probably won't think that way, and I would love to know why. And if you like it, tell me why you like it, because I can't be the only one over here thinking this is amazing. So, as always, thank you for joining us at Polsgate Games, and don't forget, don't spend so much time making your world that you forget to spend some time in it, especially when they make it so easy. Till next time.